Ask anyone in the ferret community and you'll quickly learn that finding a knowledgeable ferret vet can be a bit of a challenge. There are several steps you can take to make the process easier, however. Hey guys, it's Haley from The Modern Ferret, and today I'm going to teach you how to find a good vet for your ferret. Let's get started. Number 1, ask for recommendations from local ferret clubs or online forums. One of the best ways to find a knowledgeable ferret vet is to ask for advice from other ferret owners. If you haven't already, join the Modern Ferret community on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I think that's all of them. I'll make sure to link to those resources in the description below. Also, to all ferret owners watching this, can you do me a favor and comment a good ferret vet you would recommend below? If you do, make sure to list city, state, and country to help us out. Number 2, check veterinary directories and websites. Another way to find a knowledgeable ferret vet is to check compiled online resources. For a list of trusted vets in the United States and abroad, check the resource I recently made below. It includes a crowdsourced list of vets recommended by you guys in the Modern Ferret community. Thank you guys so much to everyone who contributed, by the way. I really appreciate it. Number 3, schedule a consultation. Once you have a list of likely ferret vets, schedule a consultation with each one or at least a quick phone call. This will allow you to ask questions, learn about their experience, working with ferrets specifically, and get a feel for their overall approach to vet care. Now, before I get into the top questions to judge a good potential ferret vet from a bad one on that phone call, my name is Haley, and I post entertaining and educational videos about ferrets. So if you are new to my channel, now is the perfect time to like, comment, and hit that subscribe button. Questions to ask a vet. To ensure you find the right vet for your ferret, it's important to ask some key questions during your initial visit or phone call. Here are some critical questions to ask. Number 1, how much is an office visit? And what payment methods do they accept? It's important to ensure that you know all the upfront costs related to ferret health and that the vet office takes payment options that work for you. I made a video recently on the true cost of ferrets, and health costs take up a pretty significant chunk of change. So if you want to learn more about that side of things, make sure to check the link below. Number 2, how many ferrets do they see each week? Ideally, you want a vet who sees at least one ferret per week, which suggests they have a regular ongoing experience. Number 3, do they have vaccines for distemper and rabies, as well as implants for things like adrenal disease on hand? This is another good sign that the clinic sees a lot of ferrets and that they're up to date on ferret treatment options. Number 4, how long have they been treating ferrets? This answer can give you an idea of how knowledgeable the vet is and how much they're going to rely on your input. I got really lucky with this one in that my vet actually ran a ferret shelter before she even became a vet. It's actually why she became a vet, because she loved ferrets so much. So yeah, sometimes you get lucky like that. Number 5, how many vets on staff can treat ferrets? While it's common for clinics only to have one ferret specialist, it's good to know that you have a backup vet for when your vet is unavailable, particularly in emergencies. Number 6, what range of services are offered on-site for ferrets? Can they perform x-rays, ultrasounds, do surgeries? It's important to ensure that the vet can provide all necessary services for your ferret, or that they can refer out to another facility. For specific surgeries that my last ferret Moose needed, they needed to refer him out, which is fine, but it was really good to know this ahead of time. Number 7, what are the most common ferret ailments that their clinic treats? This answer will give you an idea of the vet's experience with common ferret diseases. Make sure to check out my extensive video series on common ferret illnesses and symptoms, linked below. Number 8, what are their diet recommendations for a ferret? More and more ferret owners are opting to improve the health of their ferrets by feeding raw or some variation of it. And though many vets are open to this idea now, many are not. And it's a good idea to see where your potential vet lands on the topic of ferret nutrition. Number 9, how are emergency calls handled? It's important to know whether the clinic has an emergency number or whether they refer you to another clinic in case of an emergency. You can also search Google for emergency exotic vet near me, so you already know where to go if your pet becomes suddenly sick or has an accident. It's also common to have a main vet and then an emergency vet on the side for middle of the night trips. I know this from personal experience that this is something you want to know way ahead of time. What should I do if there are no ferret vets near me? If you live in an area where ferrets are uncommon, it may be difficult to find a vet with experience treating them. However, seek a vet who is willing to learn and work with you. Many vets in rural areas will be open to being guided and will rely on you and your knowledge as a resource. You have to be your ferret's best advocate. How much does a ferret vet cost? Regarding the cost of veterinary care for ferrets, it's important to budget for annual visits for checkups, tests, and vaccines. In my experience, scheduled visits with a regular vet cost between $40 and $60. For a short notice visit to a local emergency vet in my area, they charge around $180, so keep that in mind. As ferrets age, they may require extensive treatment and more frequent visits for illnesses like insulinoma and lymphoma, which can cost thousands for surgeries and treatment. Other common illnesses like adrenal disease will require annual deslorelin implants, which as of now cost around $250 to $300 in my area. Again, if you want to learn more about the true cost of ferrets, which is very important to keep in mind when considering this pet, please check the link to that video below. Lastly, it's important to ensure that you find a vet that you get along with. Make sure your vet treats you with respect and takes your concerns and ideas seriously. You want to find someone who is willing to work as a team to make sure your ferret is taken care of to the best of everyone's ability so they can live a long, happy, healthy life. Thanks so much for watching, and if this was Weasley the best thing you've seen all day, make sure to like and subscribe. Bye! Bye-bye! Yum!